Uh, First off, I'd like to state that I'm not a lawyer, nor should you take this as legal advice at all. If you are in trouble, please contact an actual lawyer or barrister, depending on where you live. Now that that's out of the way,
Well, I am Gerard Lettered. This is Inquisitor, and
mhm.
hello. You're. I don't know why you're tuning into us, but never mind. Welcome, and I hope you're having a good day. Hopefully, a better day than Stardock is having.
Yeah, Starbucks having a headache right now. But at least in my opinion, I do believe that well, they don't just have a case. They should be able to bend over the other two.
Let's just give some
Well,
background.
all right. Stardock is currently being DMCA'd by Paul Reich III and Fred Ford, the designers of Star Control 2. They were, mind you, these persons were not the owners of the company. They were just the designers working for Accolade about 25 years ago.
At the time, they were in charge of a company called Toys for Bob, as I remember correctly. Which
Were they?
is,
Oh,
yeah. So they were the owners of that company. They've been absorbed by Activision. So you've got a situation where two quote unquote indie developers are actually employees of Activision. So
yeah.
basically, there's been a big, long rigmarole of a plot where, to put it simply, you've wound up with a situation where you've got the developers of a game being sued by the people who made an earlier version over who owns what. Um, Accolade owned the trademark. That part isn't in dispute. Well, actually, it is in dispute because the Paul and Fred have tried to claim that it should have lapsed, the trademark. Just clarification, I'm not a lawyer either. Don't take any of this as legal opinion. If you want advice, go look up YouTuber Law. He's done a now 4-part series on it, and I imagine there's going to be a 5th part added on shortly afterwards in relation to this DMCA. And I don't think he's going to be very kind to Fred and Paul on this.
Yeah. Also, to add on to what he just said, not about the law part, they are claiming that there was a clause, I believe, well, I believe they were claiming it, that stated that the copyright would revert to them under certain circumstances. To my knowledge, they have never shown us a contract or a clause in any contract stating anything to this effect, um, which is rather dubious in my opinion. As if you have such a thing, you should be bringing it out into the open and taking it to court, or otherwise showing it to the people who are currently making Star Control games and asking them if they could kindly stop making those games or if they could come to an agreement. Moreover, they only started, well, kicking up this storm 4 years into development,
Yeah, about the
right?
time they released the Fleet Battles beta in their early access release. Stardock don't normally do early access stuff. Where they do it, it's under NDA, it's locked away. For Fleet Battles, it is something new. They actually released that component, which was effectively 2-player skirmish. You and I have had a couple of rounds of it,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fun. But they released this early to allow for gameplay balancing on the battle side of things.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
about the time that was coming live, Fred and Paul suddenly go, "Oh yeah, we're going to do our sequel um, for Star Control 2." Now the thing to remember here is there was already an official sequel to Star Control 2 called Star Control 3. It's fairly universally agreed it wasn't that good. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't great either.
It was the Red Alert 3 of the franchise.
Hey, I like Red Alert 3.
You are in a minority, unfortunately.
I like the campiness. Anyway, they used puppets instead of the corny animation and stuff like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
as part of their announcement, when they announced it, they used the box art from Star Control 2 in their announcement. They do not own that unless they can get the trademark overturned, and there is some legalese they're trying to trot out, but they're probably not going to succeed to get that overturned. they breached the trademark then. They've since changed the images and they've changed the language on the page, probably at their lawyer's advice, but that's what sort of set everything off. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, discussion had already been ongoing, in which Fred and Paul actually, if I'm reading Stardoc's chain of events properly, asked for royalties.
which they were receiving, as was technically their right, to my knowledge.
I think they wanted
Now,
royalties from Star Control Origins as well.
really? Well,
That's,
that's very nice of Stardock.
well, Stardock basically said, well, they used nicer words, but they basically went, go F yourself.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said that they were giving it to them. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, to my knowledge and to Jared's knowledge, one of the things which these two are suing Stardock over and claiming they have a copyright to would be the user interface being used, or at least aspects of it. Is kind of this is definitely how do I put this?
Well, at this point, we don't know what they're claiming copyright infringement over. We know they've made claims about the idea of the game, the layout of the game, the mechanics of the game, the lander gameplay especially. Um,
Oh.
they're trying to claim that's theirs, or at least they have in the
And
past. Whether that's what they're making this DMCA on, I don't know. Now, there's a story out of Tech Raptor. Let
yeah,
me find the piece. That on December 27th, Stardock lost a motion in the lawsuit to prevent Reich and Ford from filing any further DMCA claims. As
wait,
defendants,
can you send me that one? I haven't read that.
I posted it in your discussions channel.
Oh, sorry, didn't see it.
She refused further examination of the injunction because Stardock had not met the standard for demonstrating such a need. At that time, I would imagine, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm looking at this as a third person standing outside, given that they had previously filed DMCAs against Star Controls 1 through 3, both with GOG and Steam, to the point where you can't actually get either of them anymore.
Yeah.
Right, let me just search Steam now.
Yeah, on Steam you can't actually find the Star Control page anymore. You can find the season pass and one other or two other DLCs, but that's it. They've already been struck down.
Yeah, so
Um,
I mean that's obviously going to hurt Stardock, but that actually now demonstrates the need that the lawyer, that the judge has said they hadn't demonstrated. They've now taken a game that has been made, that Stardock has invested a significant sum into,
mhm.
and they've basically said, no, you can't sell this because we're claiming copyright. Well, what are you claiming? Well, we'll tell you later.
Yeah, they have failed to actually specify what they have issue with, and are effectively what's the term I'm looking for? Uh, tortious. Ah, damn it! You just used this term not too long ago. Do you
Tortious
remember it?
interference.
Yeah, they're trying. They're using tortious interference at the moment to mess with Stardock sales
We're
and
not
just.
lawyers.
Or,
Don't take us too
yeah,
seriously. But this reeks to high heaven to me.
yeah,
Hang on, I'm just pulling this
it
up
reeks.
now.
And to be honest,
Oh, you can still buy
it's
Star Control
this.
Origins on GOG, but none of the other Star Control
You
games
can.
are already there, so they've already taken them down.
Yeah,
But Star Control
not.
Origins is still on GOG at this time, which is 5 o'clock New Zealand time on the 1st of January 2019. So GOG's being a little bit slow to enforce it, probably because nobody's in at the moment and DMCAs take time.
Yeah. All right. Honestly, I don't understand what they want. If they're if they're trying to get a payoff, I don't think they're going to get it. If they're trying to harm Stardock's reputation, I think they've just shot themselves in the foot, set themselves on fire, and then jumped off a bridge with a noose around their neck.
Yeah, I mean,
Whereas before, I would have been sorry.
The thing is, you and I have both played Star Control Origins, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It
I we really enjoyed the game, but even there are other games like the fan-made Pokemon Uranium, which I played and I enjoyed, but I could understand why the actual owners of the Pokemon franchise had it taken down, and I completely support them in that. It was their legal right to. In this case, whatever, what little, actually no, they did have quite a bit of goodwill from me originally. The goodwill which they've had from me and I assume from has been absolutely squandered by these two absolute bastards. Yeah,
why don't you
they've.
tell us how you really feel?
All right, my personal opinion is this: they are idiots. They have gone out of their way to try and harm Stardock. They have effectively they have tried to divide the community between along the lines of loyalty to them and loyalty to these usurpers. At least that's the way I think they're trying to portray it. And this bothers the hell out of me. I would fully support them if they had actually just made a competitor. I would have probably have bought the competitor.
I mean, here's the
But
thing.
now they're trying to take a good and they're trying to slander it and they're trying to destroy it, which bothers the hell out of me.
I don't think they would have landed in any trouble if they'd said they're going to do a spiritual successor,
Hmm.
never use the Star Control name, have characters that are 20% different so you avoid any risk of infringement, and boom, you can make your Ghosts of the Precursors. You don't need to call it Star Control Ghosts of the Precursors. Just announce that you're doing a spiritual successor, and there you go, you're sorted. But no, instead they've waded into a legal battle that there's no sign it's going to go away quickly. You've put Stardock, who they've been legally trigger happy in the past, in a position where they absolutely have to win because you let them tie up 4 years of development before you decided to do this. Had they gone in and laid this all out way back when, this would not have been what it is now.
Yeah.
Instead, yeah, they're trying to force people who, for 20 years, no sign of a game, no sign of a sequel. They hear Stardock's bought it, they get cautiously optimistic. Stardock announces Star Control Origins, and then the year before release, out comes this sequel to Star Control 2 from the original developers. Everyone gets excited. Hell, I was excited.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then we hear, oh, actually, no, we're not on good terms. Actually, yeah, we're in a dispute with Stardock over details of the branding, even though Stardock initially said, hey, we're really happy to hear that they're back on board. Behind the scenes, they were going, hey, we're eager, but we do need to protect our trademark. You know this. We need to protect our intellectual property. We're happy to work with you, but there's something our lawyers need to be talking. When the announcement was made, it was made in such a way that Stardock had to try and smile and be nice initially. Behind the scenes, they'd already been exchanging emails saying, hey, we really need to sort this out.
Yeah, they've basically spurned all civility and have just been fighting dirty at this point.
They actually had a crowdfunding. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the GoFundMe.
Hmm. Sorry about how excited I got there, but it's late, Hendo, so this is just really irritating news to receive.
They raised $40,000 in
From
6 months.
really. Hmm.
Yes, that's it. They raised a whole $40,000. I'd be half tempted to put a $1 donation on there and go if yourselves.
Yeah. There are so many other people who I suppose have been in similar situations that have done it, who've treated this better. for instance, there's a spiritual successor to Castlevania coming out called Bloodstained something or other, and the guy who's making it is I believe he was the former lead on the Castlevania series, Koji Igarashi. He has not gotten into any legal trouble with, to my knowledge, with the current uh, copyright owners, and he's done everything right. He's being very respectful, and yeah, I hope he gets. I hope that he gets his game out.
I'm gonna
These
throw
people have
this.
not done.
I'm gonna throw this in your discussions channel again. But
Okay.
honestly, they're trying to say that Stardock has been. Okay, if you look at the link I sent you, you've got
Yeah, I'm
the.
looking at it.
They're trying to say they've never seen anything so predatory, rah rah rah. Clearly, they haven't been paying attention because these two guys work for Activision.
uh, Sam, that's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, an established corporate publisher attempting to bully two lone developers into surrendering their most treasured game. Hold on, let me just see what Paul Fred's job title is. Sorry, Paul's job title. Paul Reich, isn't it? Paul Reich the third. Here we go. Open it up. Let's see what his official job title is. He's the president of Toys for Bob, which is owned by Activision.
Yeah. So in reality, it's one company having to deal with another company, which is owned by an even larger company, which I do believe Activision is bigger than Starbucks, right?
Just a little. The thing is, though, Activision isn't involved in this because if they did, there's no way in hell that these two guys would get anything. They're trying to do this sort of off to the side. It's a side gig for them. We have seen no evidence of a game actually being developed. If they've
Yeah, Activision. If you value your reputation, please just make an announcement saying that you do not support these guys, or at least that you are no way encouraging them, because god damn.
Alright, anyway, that's probably all the news we've actually got. I'm going to put links in the description once we get this out that will
Mhm.
basically point you to all the stuff we've pulled up and looked at here. And yeah, I'm going to include some screenshots of their titles. Yeah, so
Yeah,
thank you for tuning in.
and if we made any mistakes, please feel free to comment down below,
Yeah,
especially if I made them, because that makes me feel like an ass.
please do comment if we've missed anything or we're wrong about anything. This is an opinion piece. Nothing we say here should be construed to be accurate, legal. In fact, it just shouldn't be construed to be accurate because most of this is hearsay and second hand information.
Yeah, and if you can, do your own research and form your own opinion,
Yeah,
and take everything with a grain.
don't believe anything we say just because we say it. Go and do your homework and then have your own informed opinion. Because quite honestly, we're human. You cut us, we bleed, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
So go educate
Yeah.
yourselves and thank you for listening.
Mhm.